Hi, my name is Max, and today is February 9th, 2026. I haven't uploaded in a while, and a lot has happened. I don't really want to say too much, but I got into a car accident, and it was a lot to take in. Everyone's okay, but it was just very traumatic for me. And then I got sick the day after. So these past 2 weeks haven't been the best, but trying to make progress and get better. I just want to upload here because I haven't really posted in a while, and I realized today that it's been over 100 days since I broke up with my ex. 104 to be exact. And I wanted to record a video on day 100, but I totally forgot. So I'm here now 4 days after. And I just spent the past 10 minutes writing a letter, or I guess just a journal of what's in my mind and what I would write to her if I could. So I'm just gonna read that now, and then I guess say my thoughts after or something. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I just wanted to do a video for day 100. Alright. Neela. It's been 104 days now since we have broken up, and a lot in my life has happened. It simultaneously feels like time has passed so slowly, but so fast as well. If you told me 4 months ago that I would be single by Valentine's Day of 2026, I wouldn't have believed you. But look where I am now. I still think about you daily. What you're doing with him, what games you're playing, what you say about me when I'm not there. I always try to envision your schedule from my own separate world, trying to put the few pieces I have left of our life together in your new routine. I wonder if you still go to the gym, if you ever got that job, how school is, and just how you're doing in general. For example, earlier today, I was wondering if you still have your hair dyed, or if you got a haircut and is all natural again. I still stalk your Spotify profile daily. I know it's a bad habit, but it's the only way I can still feel connected to you. I don't look at your socials anymore, because I know I will just get hurt. Same with looking in our old chats or photos. Whenever I look back, I set myself back. That's bad rating. Sorry. Whenever I look back, I set myself back and get stuck in the same headspace all over again. I'm writing this today because I miss you immensely, but I also have the feelings of finally moving on and what it truly means. I know I've said that probably 50 times now, but I was listening to Ghost Town by Kanye yesterday as I was driving home and just thought that I'm free now, and I can make my own decisions in my life to make it better than it was when we were still together. I have complete control of my routine when I go to the gym, when I can study, when I have free time, and I realize that I don't have to worry about you anymore. That's something else I realized too. Looking back on when we were together, I never added you to my routine. You just came into my life and filled in the small gaps when I was not focused on school or the gym. I know that sounds bad, and maybe that's why I was so narcissistic. I always prioritized those things over you, but at the same time, I was attached and did not want to let you go. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I may never truly understand, but that's okay. I've seen videos that say being sad and reflective may feel like the right thing to do, but it's like paying debt to nobody, and that I'm just living in the past. I've always thought that moving on would be a grand thing, but it's in the small daily habits that no one talks about where you really see your life shift. Not thinking about you before I go to sleep, not stalking your socials, and much more. I will admit I've done a lot less progress than I should have with moving on, and there's a lot more habits I need to leave behind. But for the most part, I've seen growth. Looking back now, I see the underlying problems we had, how we would always argue, usually due to me, but you stuck through it. I realize I'm the problem now, and while it's unfair for me to take the entire blame, I can finally see from your perspective. Whenever I get Chinese or Vietnamese food, or go into the city, or think about specific things like Lunar New Year, I think about you. But I feel like I will just always associate those things with you. I'm wondering if you went to Florida for Valentine's Day, because I know before we broke up, you mentioned going there since you had a midwinter break and your mom could take off work. But I'm not sure if that ever happened. I also think about what you did with the hoodie and whether you don't want to send it because it's a reminder of me, or if it's just my delusions and you hate me so much and it's so out of your way you could not be bothered to go to the post office to send it. I hope you're doing well and you found the peace I could never give you. Maybe I'll write more letters like this to say all the things pent up in my mind. Until then, stay safe, Bear. Oh, bro. Okay. So that's what I just wrote. I just try to get everything that was stuck in my mind onto something. And it's a lot, you know. I went from like here to here to here to here, just all around the place. But it feels good to get my thoughts onto like a place, like a physical place, so I could look back and see where I was in this moment and what I was thinking. I guess the main takeaway from this is I just wonder what she's doing with her life. If she's still the same person or if she's grown a lot. That's really what I wanted. Just like a chat to catch up. Say all the things that have happened in our lives that we can't really tell other people. Well, I mean, she probably tells her new boyfriend, but who I can't tell because it's just like those small special things that only certain people understand. I really think she does hate me though. And that chat will never come. I'm not sure if I mentioned the I'm getting teary-eyed, bro. I'm not sure if I mentioned the last video, but I looked at her repost on TikTok like a few days after my birthday, and one of the most recent ones was when it was just something about her lustful ex, but how she liked it because that was when he was most affectionate. And, you know, obviously that's towards me. And that really just messed with my brain because if her entire takeaway from our relationship was that I was just lustful and using her for a body, then I don't know. I try not to see it from that perspective and like, you know, that's just her, what she's thinking, but it's true. It's hard for me to admit, but I was lustful at times. Sorry. I was lustful at times, but, you know, she just scoped our entire relationship down to this one thing, and there's so many other aspects of it that she missed. you know, I don't even think she misses me anymore, and she just hates me, sees me as a toxic ex, which that really hurts the most, because I really thought we were going to get back together, or at least just have contact and be friendly. Excuse me. I mentioned in the letter that a lot of the problems we had was because of me. And I guess I could take a minute to reflect on that. We were like fighting constantly for like the past 4 months, and a lot of the time I would start random arguments for no reason. I talked to a therapist last Thursday about the car incident, but then we just shifted to my relationship ending, and you know, I was telling him how we were long distance and her friend group was mostly guys, so you know, I could never fully trust her. And he said, you know, that's just something you can't overcome, because you can't have your eye on her, and you know, there's gonna be guys who will always like her guy best friend. And you know, that was one of the problems I guess I had. It was just that attachment. But you know, I saw us as like this is so dumb. I saw us as husband and wife, and you know, they like are always together. But you know, we're just teens, we're just kids dating, and you know, we still have our own separate lives. I think that's the main thing I did. I just made her my entire life, which is like contradicting what I said in the letter, where I just added her to my life, but she filled in those gaps, and I can't really put it into words about what I'm trying to say, but I guess I never gave her the space that she needed to grow. And I just got so used to treating her so poorly, and she had enough finally. She said she would cry to sleep a lot, and you know, I would try and comfort her, but I feel like by that point she was already like halfway out the door. I'm just gonna end the video here. I don't really know what else to say. I'll try and make another video for this week, just talking about something else. But thanks for watching if you watch this whole thing.